Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lucas. I love that name I made up for me. I don't know where it came from. I think out of some kind of means something in a different language, persisting to balance of energy or frequencies. I do believe is where I came up with that name. It's kind of funny because it really looked like a Lucas. But I kind of wanted to go on here today and talk about one of the biggest things we have as a human on this veil, this side of the veil, that is we carry these expectations. At least I do at times. It depends on the situation, really. But I kind of disappointed myself over the weekend because I was kind of led to believe I was going to be able to do an interview, but I kind of wasn't surprised when it didn't happen, pertaining to somebody who wasn't really ready to. And I had a hard time for a moment accepting that, and it kind of caused a lot of chaos in my life. And so wondering tips on how you get through that. And a lot of times it's just I have to just take a moment and step back so I don't become the victim of something that I created, because as humans and with our complex way of thinking, we do create our own realities, which usually end up hellish, if you will. We are our own worst enemy at most times. We have been programmed to be our own worst enemy and our most critical contender in this game of life, I think. I had a few moments this weekend where I thought things were going to be one way and they totally were the opposite, and I took offense to that personally. And I can't be living in emotions because they come and go, the feelings come and go, and I don't want to make drastic decisions based on those temporary moments where I feel insecure or I feel let down. I really need to focus inward on me and recognize that there's a lot of triggers that come up when dealing with people due to having so many experiences with people in general. We kind of keep those past experiences connected with our now experiences, if you will. At least I've recognized my pattern of doing that. And taking that time off, like I talked about in one of my other videos about not writing in my gratitude journal, really affected me. I took 10 days off, and it was amazing because I was going strong in it every day since January 16th, somewhere around there. Right about the time I got put on the ankle monitor, I started writing. I was given this book from a friend, and my better half counterpart suggested I do that, and I started doing that, and it was amazing. So amazing. So I think that had a lot to do with why I had a rough weekend, just dealing with life on life's terms. And so I tried out for a band on Friday after work and never really listened to their music, and played through like 6 of their songs. They let me listen to a little sample of most of it before we would go into the songs. But initially I never heard the song, so I just went in there blind to try out, and they said it was a good mix and that I did well, and they'd get back to me. And of course, I guess they auditioned another guy Saturday, and they decided to go with him. And they had blatantly said on the message that it was a hard decision, but we're gonna go with this other guy. So a part of me was relieved, and a part of me, my ego part of me, because I don't necessarily think I'm the best drummer around. There's a lot of really good, especially around here, local players that are like we all have our own niche in the styles that we play. We're all very good musicians, but we all have our signature style, and which helps us to stick out a little bit from each other, but still like be really good at what we do. And I met a lot of them out here. They're really good guys and really great musicians, and they tune in their energy, their frequencies into their playing rather than playing in a mental fashion coming from the brain, having to remember change-ups and bridges and solos and everything, because that muscle memory kicks in for drummers and we know exactly what to do. So anyways, that's another story if we ever talk about drumming. But I had the idea that I was going to get the gig, and Sunday they texted me and said, we went with this other guy. And even my friend who recommended me go there and audition with them, he was like, what? I can't believe that. And I think it's because, I've been drumming for over 30 years, all different styles of music, and it's not like I think I'm the best, but I think I'm really good at accommodating bands, but I always do have my signature sound that I use, and I think sometimes that can mess up rehearsals if you're trying out for a band that's already got albums and you're trying to if they want you to mimic that style, you're not quite there because you have this certain way of playing. It can be trying because I don't know, I like the style I play, and I was told one time that every genre of music I play, I always bring jazz into it, kind of, and that really was like a compliment because I never studied jazz, and it's one of the hardest styles of music to play, in my opinion, as far as percussion goes. So I think maybe my ego got a little bruised, and I hate doing that. And that's the thing. That's why I created the zombie drummer. So this character was embedded in me back when I was in a 12-step program. Like I was clean. I think 45 days short of 10 years. I hadn't drank. I hadn't, my biggest thing back in the day, and that's been 21 years ago, was meth. I did all these things, and I just quit everything. But the only thing I still did was, of course, smoke cigarettes. And, I would replace the drug with something else more positive. And so I became a service nut within that 12-step fellowship, and got to go into jails and take meetings and help people, kind of guide them in their journey to recovery. So it was really awesome, and I felt really good when I was doing that. So that's another, being in recovery, I'll tell you about that on another video or session that we do, that I choose to do in the parking lot of a car wash. It's like where I like to hang out. But no, I think my ego was a little bit bruised, and at first I got really sad and down on myself, and I'm like, I'm a shitty drummer, and yada yada. That's our default. That's the programming that society has done for us when we don't complete our tasks, or we didn't make this or make that, make the cut per se. Everybody's really hard on themselves naturally, and it sucks. I like to think I got past that stage, but every time something comes up and the universe shows me, you're still a work in progress. You're never going to be to the point you need to be until you pass through that veil to the next side. And that's been huge in my learning, because sometimes my brain wants to think, nah, that's not true, but intuitively it feels like that's what the universe tells me constantly. But I did recognize something as far as being a drummer goes, is like I stand out. So like if I'm in a band where nobody's like dressing up and being weird, then I kind of just stand out and I don't fit in. Like the group of guys I tried out for, called Loss of Existence, out here in Salt Lake. Really cool guys, a little bit older than me. not a big deal. They know how to rock, they know how to shred, and it's just what I bring to the stage is a little overbearing at times, I guess, for certain bands, for certain genres, because you got your music that focuses on the singers a lot. And if you got a drummer in the back acting like an idiot, dressed like a zombie, like I do consistently, as far as a live show goes, that's what I do. It kind of doesn't match. And I've been in projects where I showed up just like a zombie, and they're like, no, thanks for trying out or whatever, because I not really outshine, but I distract away from the singer or whatever musician that they want to spotlight in their style of music. So I like to think I'm a well-rounded drummer, but I still got a lot to learn. That's what I love about music. You never learn. It's kind of like life. There's you never really fully learn everything. There's always something new. And I think that's due to our complex heads. We make up a lot of shit in our head and create a lot of creativity and things we got to do to stay balanced, And so the biggest thing with me is drumming has always been my alter ego. It was a place I could release that ego and turn it into creative energy mixed with Reiki energy, and using the drums to put out that energy that's embedded throughout me. And I have plenty of it to go around, depending on what my mindset is, depending on what type of maintenance I've done for myself to be in that moment. But usually once I'm sitting down at a drum kit, it's all opens all the channels for me, and I receive what the kids call nowadays downloads. Very anyways, I would get these epiphanies and this mindset and this mind change up to where I'm putting a boundary on one of my defects, and I'm creating an asset because I'm creating music within that ego role, which ego has two sides to it. It could either mean, yeah, I'm better than most, or I'm nothing at all. It goes both ways on the pendulum. So finding that balance, that's what I've been about for the last 15 years of my life. And it's really tricky because every day is different. And, as people, we get lazy, and I get a little lazy. And because life is rough, especially when you're living life, day to day, not knowing what really is going to happen. You don't have it. I mean, the only thing I know is I'm going to go to work and work 9 hours, and then who knows after that, because the way my mind works, if I'm not doing something that's creative, then I go a little bit stir crazy. So luckily I have a friend, Mr. Adrian. Thank you for allowing me to come over to your place and jam on your drums to kind of get that out, so it's going where it needs to go, rather than taking it out on my lovely counterpart person who supports me in everything I do. I thank you so much, dear. Thank you. I'm very blessed to always be in your presence, and I'm sorry when I do take things out on you. It's not meant for you. It's me trying to get out of the ego and balance everything out. It's been a chore, because I know there are people that are sending out bad vibes our way on a consistent, which is really amazing to me, because I didn't think I was that powerful. But obviously some people are. You attract that negative because whatever illusionary way they're thinking about you. And especially when it's people you've never met in person that are like casting out demons towards you. It's really weird to me, but there are effects that come from that, and realizing and understanding that shielding and daily maintenance to keep your shield strong needs to be, it's an action thing. You really need to put in some work to get that put up, so whatever's being sent to you negatively doesn't really affect your now. And that's the biggest part, because we don't want to live, at least I don't want to live, where somebody's controlling my energy. So tonight I'll get to go to Draper to my buddy's house to play probably for about an hour on the drums. I usually don't play very much. It doesn't take me much to get back balance in my head, because that's one of my therapies for me, and it's been rough not being able to do that, and it's because the way I was living a few months back, just used to living in the car and doing what I wanted to do, and you can't do that in most states. So it catches up, and I've been dealing with it as it comes, and it's a lot to do, but and I think that's why I have breakdowns at certain times, because there is a lot on the plate, and I can distract myself so much, but when I tune in and see what's really going on, it's a lot to take. So I just take it day by day. Not every day is what I wish it would be. Not every day turns out. But I keep moving forward. Suiting up and showing up is what that 12-step fellowship taught me the most. No matter what you're doing, if you believe in what you're doing and you have passion for what you're doing, that'll solely feed your soul. And I've been thinking maybe I need to find another hobby, since playing drums hasn't been in the equation or in my cards, I like to say, just because no place to play them. And it's one of those things where I got the utensils, just no place to really call my own and kind of play out at. So maybe there's something else I could do to fulfill that need and turn it into something more creative. I think that's why I started trying to do YouTube, was to try to be more creative. So far, I don't feel that creative. I'm at a car wash and it's raining on the car. How ironic. And telling my feelings and things I'm going through to share with other people who might be going through the same. How do I get through it? And I think one of the biggest things that really helps me is me and my beautiful goddess partner. We do a shielding prayer every morning, no matter where I'm at. And I took the time to, we went through the prayer this morning. And it's great, because we chant about our love and how it is truly universal, and we have a lot of love to share with people, and some ideas and things that could be of use to getting through daily life, even after the biggest traumas. Got some crazy stories, a lot of stuff me and her have both been through, and we're at the point where we're ready to share about it and help other people, because that helps us live in our true purpose. And I think when you live in true purpose, that brings forth balance, and I'm all about that. I love being in that part where you're like almost balanced but not quite, because it doesn't really happen that often on this realm. But one of the things I am going to do is take the time to get a nice room, probably, and do some meditation over the next weekend, because lately I've been living at work, and that's all I do is work, and it's time for some me time, some us time with me and my goddess. I love the times we get to spend together and just really appreciate each other. I think that's the best part of our relationship, is being able to appreciate the time and focus in on the now. And we can create places, and this is another thing. How do you create decent energy in a house full of people that might be at low frequencies? How do you get through that, or do you get through that at all? I mean, really, because it's been very trying. You stay in, you got one part of the house, and you're trying to create this ambience for positive energies, and what it turns out to be, to me, in my experience thus far, is that it's a mix. Like, everything is a learning thing, Like there's chaos before there's understanding. Kind of crazy. That'd be a good song title. But anyways, okay, now I'm trailing off. On my lunch break, so I got to get back to work. Yeehaw. Work is not something I'm very happy about doing. I would rather be helping people than writing up service tickets for semis to be worked on, or trying to find work for people, or, you know. I'd rather be playing drums. I'd rather be connecting with people that can help me and that I can help them, as far as like when we talk about energy and our frequencies and how we can heighten them even through a thunderstorm. Even sitting in this rainstorm, how can I heighten the beauty, see the beauty in everything without really judging? Let go of that ego. Let go of expectations, because they're only premeditated resentments in the long run. Especially if you have too high of one set for self. If you have really high expectations, you know, be as realistic as you can about them. Because when I don't, that's when I really go somewhere dark, and it's not what that's not where I want to be. Not today, not now, not ever. So for now, hopefully coming up soon, next video I'll probably be doing a little walk around through some mountain areas. I'm setting goals for that, so send out good vibes for us to be able to journey out to the mountain this coming weekend and get one with the earth and with nature again, and get a bit balanced, and maybe find some answers, some more tools to getting through this life. So namaste. Thank you for viewing if you have. I'm not going to put anything out there. It'll be a surprise. I think we have a surprise coming after the mountainside rendezvous that I'll be recording. So hang tight and have a great week. Suit up and show up for yourself. Love you guys.